Hello everyone, welcome back to Handmade Now Hallmark. We are on day 7 of my Christmas card series for this year. Today I've got these two simple cards using a stamp set from PinkFresh Studios. This is the very first stamp that I've ever gotten from this company. It is called Cozy Christmas Wishes. I saw and I knew immediately I wanted to use some heat embossing and my colored pencils. So here I have got a piece of Neenah craft cardstock, and I used my MFT dies to cut out a nice panel. I also have a piece of Simon Says Schoolhouse Red cardstock. I'm going to be using my antique gold embossing powder from Simon, my Versamark, and my MISTI. I'm going to take my card panel and I'm going to line it up in the corner of my MISTI so that I can line it up each time, so that whenever I do my double stamping here, I'm not shifting it. I can know it's going to be right up in that corner and it should stamp in the same exact spot every time. And because this is a new stamp, I kind of conditioned it a little bit with the oils from my hands. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. Because they're new stamps, sometimes they don't stamp very well because they haven't been used before. So using some VersaFine and kind of stamping it off on some scratch paper, or using the oils from your hands, can really help with getting you a really good stamp on the first go. So I took the stamp, and I stamped it twice using the Versamark ink just to make sure I had a really good impression. Went through with my antique gold embossing powder and coated all of that embossing ink. And I had one little spot where I had some embossing powder kind of shift, so I just used a dry brush to brush that away. I'm going to get my heat gun out and get it warmed up. And I'm going to be using my reverse tweezers to hold on to this panel because it's so large, the image. I don't want to end up burning my fingers. And it worked out just great, and I really like watching embossing powder melt. It's super cool. My kids think it's magic. Once I have this all heated up, I'm going to get my colored pencils out, and I'm going to start coloring in the little images. Once I have all the coloring finished, we'll come back together and finish up. Now that all the coloring is finished, I wanted to go in and add some more detail. The first thing I want to do is I am going to take my white gel pen and I'm just going to color in those little star images, those little diamonds, with my white gel pen. I was going to do it with the colored pencil, but it didn't show up as bright as the gel pen. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to secure this panel to my card base using some 3M foam tape. Once I get this panel secured to this card base, I'm going to add some embellishments. I'm going to be using the Holiday Sequins Gems Mix from Pretty Pink Posh just to go around the outside and add some sparkle. I'm just using the white sequins in this mix. I didn't want to use the red or the green because I had enough red and green in the coloring itself. I just wanted to go around and kind of fill in some of the empty spots with some of those sequins just to give it some shimmer and a little bit of dimension since this is essentially a one-layer card. And I got inspired off of the image that is on the back of the packing. It was a blue card base with white embossing, and that's what made me want to do a second card, and they really didn't take me no time at all, and I was really pleased with the way that they turned out. Once I get all those sequins on there, I was just kind of assessing if I needed to add any more, and I was really pleased with it, so I decided to add just a couple of more. I didn't think it would kind of take away from it too much. A few more pieces, and then I'm going to take my glossy accents and go over top of those berries just to give those some more dimension. I really like doing this with any kind of berry because it really gives it that rounded shape. Next, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella Aqua Shimmer pen, and I'm going to go around all of the leaves and add some shimmer to them. Again, you can never have too much shimmer on a Christmas card. It just adds to it, and I really felt like this kind of made the card pop. Really made the greens stand out too. And I really like using my Wink of Stella pen. And I filled in a little bird as well. So that will finish up that card, and now we can get into the second card. I'm using some soft navy cardstock from Simon, as well as a Neenah craft base, card base for this one. And leaving that stamp in my MISTI was really helpful because then I can just take that panel, prep it with my anti-static powder tool, use my Versamark ink, and since this stamp has already been conditioned, I got a really good impression the first time around. I was really pleased with that. And then I'm taking my Brutus Monroe Alabaster White Embossing Powder. I'm going to coat that, and I really like the way this one turned out. I think this blue and white one was my favorite one out of the two, but I really like the Christmas red and green just because it's traditional. Get my embossing powder put away, get out my heat gun, and get that embossing powder melted. I can't believe we're in November already. The weather was really warm here today, which was kind of unusual. We had a nice weekend being outside, and I think the cold weather will be coming in, bringing some snow with it eventually, but for now I'll take the nice warm weather. Just a little bit longer. Now that I got that all warmed up, I'm going to take my colored pencils and I'm going to go around and add a little bit of color to the leaves. Not a whole lot, but once I'm all finished, we'll come back and finish this card up together as well. Now that this card is all finished, I am taking some Simon Says 100-pound cardstock, and I'm just going to trim it down to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 side folding card base and get that scored and ready to go for this card. I was really pleased with these two cards. I like their simplicity, and I think you could mass produce these ones pretty easily. I don't think they would take you very long at all. Just stamp out a bunch of panels, get them all stamped, get them all heat embossed, and you wouldn't necessarily have to add all of the colored, the colored pencil if you didn't want to. You could just leave them plain like this and just add some embellishments, and I think they would be just as beautiful. Next, I'm adding some more 3M foam tape to the back of this panel to get it secured to my card base. I was thinking about putting up my holiday decorations a little earlier this year, just to kind of get in the holiday spirit, start things early. Even though Thanksgiving's not here yet, but just feel like getting in the Christmas spirit and enjoying it a little bit longer than usual. But I keep getting the evil eye from my parents. They're like, no, you can't set it up until after Turkey Day. So maybe I'll wait a little bit longer, and then maybe one week and I'll just get up and do it. So I'll get this card panel attached to my card base, and then I can go around and add some embellishments to this card as well. I'm going to be using the same holiday sequence mix. I'm going to be using some red Nouveau drops in Autumn Red. Get out my sequins again, and I'm just going to be using the same white sequins from this mix as I did before. Because I didn't want to add too much color to this one. Using my multimedia matte adhesive. I really like this one. Go around and add all of these sequins. I really like this mix. I'll have to get some more of this one because I'm getting to the point where it's starting to run out, of the certain sizes, and I need to, get some more of those smaller sizes back in. But again, I was really pleased with the way these cards turned out. I really like using colored pencil on colored cardstock. I think it looks really nice. If you've, followed me for a while now, you'll know that I really like my colored pencils. I've gotten, really comfortable with using them, and I've used them a lot this year. I think I've used them more than I have in other years. Now that I have all of those embellishments in there, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella glitter brush pen, go around to all of the cat eye shaped leaves, as well as the holly shaped leaves, add some shimmer here and there. Then I'm going to go in with my Autumn Red Nouveau drops, add them over top of the berry areas, and I had a little bit of a mess up there above the N in sending. I added a bit too much, and I kind of dragged it across to the other one instead of lifting up my hand. So I just went in with a needle and fixed that up to the best of my ability, and I was still pleased with the way these cards turned out. And that will finish up both of these cards for today. I want to thank you guys for coming by. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe as well as the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more videos here on my channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye!